When we, because of sin, couldn't get to him, he chose to come to us. He who could have found 1,000 gifts to show the world his love came instead to give us the ultimate gift, himself.
He could have called 1,000 angels to surround himself with praise. He could have chosen not to leave his throne on high. He could have pointed to his miracles as evidence of grace, or let his own creation testify.